Next guest is a professor at Vanderbilt University, a renowned scholar and a New York Times best-selling author, and his powerful and thought-provoking new book, Long Time Coming, Reckoning with Race in America, explores and confronts the reality of injustice many black Americans have continued to face. Dr. Michael Eric Dyson, young fella, good to see you as always. Appreciate you being here. I want to start with this book and how you wrote it. You set it up as a series of letters that you're writing to victims of police violence, a Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. What did you want to say in a letter? I'll just go with George Floyd. What did you want to say to him in a letter?
Well, thanks for having me. What I wanted to say to them is that we realize your sacrifice. We recognize the depth of the trauma that you endured and that we endure as a result of your death, but that your death has sparked us to new remembrance, to new commitment, to fresh loyalty to a movement bigger than any of us, and that the tragedy of your leave-taking, the horror of your demise, has indeed had a consequence that has been felt the globe over, and I wanted to talk to him, so to speak, symbolically about that.
People keep using this phrase, racial reckoning. We continue to hear that. Is this, in your opinion, any different from reckonings in the past, if you will? Because we have a tendency sometimes, we'll address a problem, it's right there in front of us, and there's outrage, and there's hashtags, and there's movements, and there's protests, and there's marches, and then after a few more months, we move on to something else. Is this different?
I think what's different now is that a lot of people were at home because of the pandemic. They saw what was happening on their screens. Many white brothers and sisters said, wait a minute, we have no more excuses. He wasn't running, he wasn't cursing, he wasn't threatening the police, he's laying prostrate on the ground, the knee of the policeman into his neck, asphyxiating him. This is different. We are tired. Let's hit those streets. So I think we have the potential to transform what was happening in the immediate aftermath of George Floyd's death into the unsexy, everyday stuff we've got to do now to make sure that that reckoning occurs.
But you talk about our white brothers and sisters there, and there's part of the book where you speak directly to white people. But then so many of our even well-meaning white brothers and sisters come and say, well, how can I help? Or I'm sorry about this, to where we're put in the position to now be a part of their consciousness, of their awakening. And it feels like a heavy lift and load that we have to do that too. But you talk about this idea of this restorative justice. Where do you fall for black folks who are just kind of exhausted with having to carry that load as well?
One of the reasons I wrote this book is to encourage black people who continue to face the odds and oppositions, the impediments and obstacles that prevent our flourishing, but also to suggest to white brothers and sisters what the measure of allyship is, what complicity with our best interests looks like, what conspiring with us in a very helpful, uplifting fashion looks like. So yeah, black people have suffered since 1619, a case of sleep apnea. We can't go to sleep. We stay woke. But we invite our newly awakened white brothers and sisters to recognize, even when you go back to sleep, set the alarm clock so you can get up again. And black people who are there, who are capable, will help. We are exhausted, we are tired, backs against the wall, but the nature of our culture, whether fortunately or unfortunately, has been to answer the bell. When they kill 9 of us in a church in South Carolina, we still, before the bodies are cold, extend our forgiveness. This is why I've been a critic of cancel culture, which doesn't believe in restorative justice, but retributive justice. And I think at the end of the day, all of us could use grace, mercy, and forgiveness to reestablish our humanity.
Dr. Dyson, it's been too long. Hadn't talked to you in a while, and that's my fault for not checking in a little more often. You and I go way, way back. So it's good to see you once again. Congratulations on yet another book. And let's not be strangers anymore, all right?
God bless you. Thank you so very much. Looking forward to it, my friend.
All right, long time coming. Available right now.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.